how do I even introduce this? Well, I guess I ought to just start off talking about what this is. I have the idea of setting up a little small, like, fake company using Microsoft BackOffice, a program from the 90s and 2000s. Um, and I'm just going to set up domain controllers. No, I don't really like that. Scratch that. Start over. Okay, hi. This is a video. Of course, it's a video. Okay, well, I'm setting up BackOffice, and I'm going to make a little makeshift company simulating what it would be like in the 90s to use. Yeah, that's it. Hi, today I'm going to be setting up a little makeshift back office simulation, just simulating what it would be like to work at a company in the 90s that used Microsoft BackOffice as a part of their system. So I'm just going to be setting up domain controllers, if that is what it's called in Microsoft BackOffice. I actually don't know. I'm going into this with zero knowledge beforehand and no anything. I'm not going to use Google. I'm going to stay period accurate. And then I'm going to simulate in this video what it's like to set up this whole system. I'm going to do this all live and raw, unedited, uncut. And I'm just going to see what it takes to get Microsoft BackOffice up and running. So the first thing here I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be virtualizing all of this just to keep things simple. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new bridge because I want this to be an entirely offline system. In the 90s and 2000s, you had a lot of offices using things like BackOffice and Active Directory that were not online on the internet. They had their own corporate networks that would talk from building to building, or in my case, just this one particular building. So I'm going to come up with a new bridge. I don't really have a particular name. I'm just going to call this BG Corp. That'll be the name of my fake company. I actually can't do that on VMbridge, that's right. And we're going to be using, I want to use a 10.5. Yeah, that sounds awesome. And I'm actually going to stick to this one subnet for now with the 24 CIDR. I mean, prefix of the CIDR. I believe this is everything I need. I don't think I need to set anything else up for the VMbridge. Yeah, so let's apply that configuration. This is going to be an entirely isolated VMbridge that has no ports connected to it. It's just running on its own little CIDR. And Proxmox, I don't believe has an IP address on it, unless I actually just gave it one. If I did, then I think I did. I actually don't want it to have that because I want this to be entirely offline. This doesn't really make a major change, but I want a domain controller. This one here, 102 this VM to handle all that. So let's add this onto the network. Create a VM device. Virtualized network device. I actually don't know which of these would be best for this particular situation. It looks like Realtek 8139 will probably be the best, just because it's simulating an older 100 megabit network card. I want to have a couple devices using 10 base T, but for our server, I'll use 100 base T as a network card, and then I'll just figure out if maybe I should use one of these other options, or run one of these and just force 10 base T. So I will go ahead and use this Realtek 8139 on it. Let's just go ahead and add that. Besides this, there's absolutely nothing else I can think of. I'm going to force some limitations to create a period accurate simulation. So for the back office server, speaking of that, let me just add server in here. The cache is going to be right through, and there's going to be a read limit of 6 megabits a second and 4 megabits a second as a write limit, and it's going to have a read limit op of 180 for write, 486 processor to simulate like a Pentium Pro, and it's going to have a 7% CPU limit and only 96 megabytes of RAM. And I think that'll do a pretty good job at simulating what it would be like hardware-wise also to run a system like this. So I'm pretty sure this is all we need to do. I actually don't know if I need to stick like a copy of NT on here first, or if I just put in BackOffice as like a CD in here. I don't know if BackOffice comes with NT or if it's a program you install on top of NT. So we're just gonna figure this out. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move this away. I'm gonna bring our console up. I'm just gonna move this console over to the Mac, to the screen you guys are looking at. And yeah, let's just go ahead and start it up, see what it does immediately. I have no clue if this is going to work like this. I'm not going to read any documentation, and it looks like it is not going to work like this. Okay, so here's our first hiccup. It just doesn't work this way. That's not how it works. So let's just hit a hard stop on here, kill it. Let's have it dead. And let's switch back over to our Proxmox instance to see if we can figure this out here. So first things first is I actually don't have a NT 4.0 install ready to go. I prepared 95, 2000, NE, ME, 98, and BackOffice in here. I actually didn't prepare NT 4.0. I'm using BackOffice 2.5. What version of NT does BackOffice 2.5 need? This will be the only thing, only time I Google NT4. Yeah, that's what I thought. NT4 ISO, and let's just get this. I'm gonna edit the video and skip this part. I know I said I was gonna keep it raw and unedited, but actually no, I'll keep this in. I might as well. It's gonna be a particularly long YouTube video. I don't know if no, I think I did do the verification process to get longer YouTube videos. I don't know for sure. I'm pretty sure I did. I guess we'll find out in a minute, I guess, when we're done with this video. And now we are subject to the painfully slow download speeds of the Internet Archive. This is actually not as bad. I was getting 500 kilobits a second for the BackOffice installs and a few of the Windows downloads. So that wasn't fun, but this one actually isn't too bad. It's only about a minute and 25 seconds, so I can't complain about it. And it's giving me at almost 5 whole megabytes a second, which I mean, like, it's fine. I really can't complain about that. It's been a lot worse on it. But let me just structure for you the idea of what I want this to look like. What I'm thinking is I want the domain controller to obviously run. I want to call it a domain controller. I don't know if it really is a domain controller on BackOffice. I'm thinking more Active Directory right now. But I'm going to set up our BackOffice server, and I don't really know what BackOffice has, what it contains, or even what it does. We're going to figure that out on our own. And just get that set up, and then from there I'm going to start getting clients up. I'm going to get a 95 machine, a 98 machine. I want to see how far I can go. I have a 2000 and ME right here ready to go also, just for when that time is. And we're just going to see how far we can go with this and just see what we can add. No documentation, the minimal amount of Googling, like the least minimal. I've already Googled once just to know what version of NT. But I think that's like the absolute limit. I want to try to rely on internal documentation from Microsoft and from inside of the programs as much as possible. I'm going to adjust my microphone volume here a little bit. Hopefully that's not limiting or anything. I think this looks a little better. Yeah, but we're just going to try to do the absolute like purest and everything and anything that we can. So yeah, this file is almost done downloading. Yeah, it's about 16 seconds on this. So yeah, here's our file here. I'm going to go ahead and just start preparing to copy this over, upload, select file. And here it is, NT4. Just upload this. I actually don't have an NT4 license key, so I don't know if that's going to be a problem. Let me see here, NT4 license key. We're going to get one. We're going to get one right now while that uploads. Let me see if I can find one online. It's an old program, so I don't think anyone's gonna care if we just use a random online OEM key. Yes, let's see here. Okay, I think I have a OEM key that should hopefully work. It doesn't match. The Internet Archive did not provide one, or the Internet Archive listing did not provide one. But I do have one. I'm just gonna try to use. So let's get NT 4.0 on here. Here we go, NT 4.0, and yeah, let's just start this and get this going as fast as possible. I'll move this off here. Just keep it nice and simplistic view. Here we go. NT4 setup. Now we're talking. I'm looking at the summary of Proxmox on here. This CPU is immediately maxed out at 100%, only using 8 megabytes of RAM, which is crazy. Here's our Class C NT 4.0 splash screen. Real nice. Very fancy. Takes a minute. There we go. Welcome to setup program for yada yada yada. I've actually never set up NT before. To learn more about Windows, set up NT now, press enter, damage, press R, without installing, F3. No, I just want to install, so I'll start here. Setup is recognize the following mass storage device in your computer. ID, yep, that's correct. Specify additional, no. Drivers, press S, no. Nope, I think we're all good here. Continue. Ceph has determined that one or more of your hard disks has more than 124 cylinders because MS-DOS is normally limited to selector translation modes. This just has only slightly more than a small portion of the disk remains inaccessible to MS-DOS. Interesting. 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 I didn't know about that. That's interesting. I assigned 60 gigabytes of disk space to this virtual machine. I hadn't thought about that. I kind of just assumed that 60 would work. It seemed like a reasonable number for the year that BackOffice was around, but I guess not here. Some determine that your disk can be erased. Just, oh yeah, continue setup. Just do whatever. Oh my gosh, I have to do this now. Skip, skip, skip. F8, I agree. We hit F8 here. It's F9. Oops. There we go. No changes. The above list matches my computer. Standard, auto detect, keyboard. Yes, that would be correct. No changes, please. Here we go, is our own partition space. So I want to create a partition here, I want to say. Maximum size is 8 megabytes. I guess. Yeah, I believe that would be the install. I want to use fat. Yeah, continue. Wait, what? What did that say? Cannot form a partition because it is too large. Okay, then. Let's delete this partition. Create another partition. Enter, and actually just install as NTFS. Nope, I can't do that. Okay, let's take a look at the help guide. Setup screen allows you to create disks. Setup can install. That didn't help. Next page. No good. Next page. No good. Next page. No good. Next page. Oh, that's it. No more pages. Interesting. Interesting. What's unfortunate is I actually don't have the manual that I believe NT 4.0 would have come with. Yeah, I don't have the manual that NT 4.0 would have come with, and I don't intend on getting that. So I actually don't know the absolute limitation. I don't know how big I should make this. I'm gonna just try 8,000 and see what that does. And I suppose this will just do. Wait, maybe I don't need a partition. Can I just tell it to? It looks like I cannot still, because it is too large. Okay. So I'll just create a new partition here, and let's just use 4,000 as a number. There's no way 4 gigabytes is too big. Actually, there probably is a way. Using fat, please. Exceeds the... Okay, I wish they just told me that number before. If you format this large partition as fat, it may not be safely accessible to other operating systems such as MS-DOS. That's fair. So it needs to be 2048 then. Okay. Oh, shoot. I accidentally just told it to continue. I didn't read the whole thing, and the next option that was assigned to the enter key was actually the wrong thing. Yeah, I'd actually just like to start this over because I want MS-DOS to have access to that drive partition. I think that's something that is probably needed. Cannot find to DLR, please insert another disk. Alright, cool. Hard reset. Escape from boot menu. Oops, wrong key. Missed it. Hard reset. Escape to boot menu. And yeah, let's just let's get in that DVD drive. Here we go. Interesting. I don't really know what that was before. That's on our hard drive right now. It looks like it booted off of. I don't know what that is. Here we go. Back our NT 4.0 splash screen, and our CPU is totally red, maxed out right now. I'm starting to regret setting these CPU limits and drive limits because this is going to significantly slow down the process drastically. So let's start here. Yep, that would be correct. Enter. Oh gosh, I have to read through all this again. Yeah, I totally read that. F8, I agree. That matches my computer. Here we go. Enter, and our limit. Oops, I accidentally just hit the wrong key. I forgot to do this. Delete, create partition. Our limit, I believe it said was 2048. So let's use that. And it looks like we're good. I actually didn't read the message, so let's hope it wasn't complaining about anything. Setup installs Windows NT files onto your hard disk. Yep, that looks good to me. Go for it. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. I didn't know it did that. Well, it is a virtualized drive. So I don't think I really need to do that. So I'm actually going to skip that. And now it's going to do the non-exhaustive check, I guess. Or no, it's just going to start installing. Okay, sweet. That's awesome. So while that's setting up things, I figure it is time we set up the next virtual machine. I actually don't, I didn't decide on what limits we would have for our clients. I'll figure that out right now. Let me write that up while set up copies files. Right now it's copying over NT. So I suppose we can start to prepare next virtual machine we have. So let's get a start on that. Create a virtual machine here. I'm going to call this client A. Got a VG Corp. Kind of not a great name. I actually don't like that name. I'm going to call it the 2K client at VG Corp. And of course, as the name suggests, we'll be using Windows 2000 for this one. And I can just switch this over, and yep, we do have a 2000 option here. So I'm actually going to leave a lot of these as default. 32 gigabytes bandwidth. I want to set these. Let me write up these. Let's figure out our limits. Actually, I want to keep an eye on this thing here. Let's scooch this over a little bit more, just to see if any text pops up there. rasadmin.exe, that's interesting. Okay, yeah, let's put in our limits. So 10, no, I use 12. Oh, someone's texting me. Let me make sure my focus mode is turned on. I'm just gonna flick that on. And I'll set a write limit of, I'm gonna do 10. And then read op, IOP of 150 and 120. And disk, again, I'm just gonna use write through. Yeah, that should probably be good. And then CPU, let me just check in advanced here. I want to use like I want to use like a Pentium. I wanted to use the Pentium 2 actually for the domain controller, but I decided to just kind of skip over that, and I think I'll do that here. This one, I mean, like, I'm gonna be honest now, I'm actually reading off of ChatGPT. I'm just putting in numbers blindly. I'm not gonna do all this. These are a lot of numbers to put in. Yeah, so let's do here. This ideal office PC, 128 megabytes of RAM for a computer running Windows 2000 is what ChatGPT claims would likely be accurate. I'm going to keep this on the Realtek RTL. I'll leave this one as a 100 base T model, just because that does seem pretty accurate for that machine. I'll check start after created, and now we have 103. Let's check it on the console. There we go, Windows 2000 setup. Looking nice. Is that a different font? I can't tell. I think it is. The W is a little bit wider. There's a different font between these two. Interesting. That's pretty cool. Nice. Setup is starting Windows 2000. Let me take a look at my host machine to make sure it's not upset or anything. No, it's totally fine. I assumed it would be fine. I mean, like, we literally just signed, what, 128 megabytes to this workstation? It's definitely fine. Oh, okay. I agree to these. I should be able to just off the bat start using this, using these large. Yeah, I can use the large partition. Okay, I can use the 32 gigabytes. I was hoping you wouldn't complain, like a NT4 is. I'll just set up the rest of this thing's disk as a separate drive or a separate partition, and that should work fine. Yeah, that should work fine. Yeah, that should definitely work fine. We're almost done on the NT4 setup, 86% complete. And this one is actually going away quick. Oh, well, this is actually just formatting. It's not copying files over yet. It's only about 70% done formatting all 32 gigabytes, which, wow. I mean, it's not too slow. It's not that bad, actually. That's fine. But it is only 32 gigabytes in a quick format. I think it's a quick format. I don't really know. I can only assume it is. And this one is literally copying less than 2 gigabytes of data, likely. Definitely less than 2 gigabytes of data, and it's taking this long. Pretty interesting. Please wait while set up copy. Okay, so now 2000 is copying its files. I expect that to take a couple minutes too. Hey, NT just reached 100%. Wow, I'm getting a lot of messages right now. There we go. Please wait while setup initializes your Windows NT configuration. It's loading the default configuration now. Okay. I've never done an NT setup before. This is all brand new. Very interesting to me. I've never seen this. Interesting. Interesting. This is pretty cool, I can't lie. I can't complain. This is pretty neat. I've never done this before. Oh, Windows 2000 is actually rushing along much quicker. I just looked up. It's at 54% already. This portion of setup has completed successfully. If there's a floppy disk inserted in a drive A, remove it. If also remove any compact disk from your CD-ROM drives. Yeah, okay, cool. Let's do that. So I'm just going to bring up my Proxmox here and go into hardware. Let's just say, yeah, let's just say do not use any media for now. And now it's been removed. That is actually a hot plug thing, or whatever the proper term is. So it should just pick up instantly. Wow, 2000 is already at 91%. Wow, pretty quick. Here we go. VGA mode is option. OS loader V. Wow, that's interesting. I've never seen that before. Wow. How long does it sit on that screen for? And 2000 is now initializing its configuration too. That's pretty interesting how it initializes the configuration. I've never seen anything do that. I wonder if computers now do that too. And it looks like 2K is also asking to have its disk drive removed. I mean, CD-ROM removed. So we'll go ahead and do that in time for its timer. And perfect. There we go. NT is starting up, and 2000 starting up. Wow, we got both of them starting up at roughly the same time. Starting Windows. For troubleshooting and advanced options for Windows 2000, press F8. Nice. It certainly takes a minute. So this is going to be a pretty interesting project. Ooh, colors. That is... Oh, wow. I've never seen any of these screens before. I've seen them in picture and video. I love this like blue background where it's just various things. Please insert the compact disc labeled NT Workstation back into the CD-ROM drive. Oh, I guess we're going to put it back in then. This is probably going to be a multi-day project. So I'm probably at some point today, oh, and 2000's up. At some point today, put a pause on this. I'm probably going to freeze these virtual machines, or I mean, pause them in Proxmox and come back to them at a later point. Right now, you can see it's January 17th, 2:44. Please insert your CD-ROM, and it looks like our 2000 machine actually just got a blue screen of death. Unexpected kernel mode trap. Okay. Cool. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna assume this has something to do with the CPU. Please ensure the, yep, I already did that, so I think that's something we can click OK on, and tell it to move on. It's really hard to control this cursor. Yeah, it looks like that worked. Okay, great. And let's figure out what the deal with Win2K is right now. So I'm going to switch back over here to our Proxmox. I'm actually going to make this window a little bit smaller because I feel like it doesn't really need to be this big. Yeah, here we go. Here's our processor, Pentium 2. Yeah, I have a feeling it's just this specific type. I'm going to switch this out for just KVM 32, I guess. I'm not really sure what to switch it out for. Yeah, I'll just do the 486 like I did for the back office server, and just it needs to restart actually for that. Yeah, so I'll just stop on this brick ball. Boom, should go black. Awesome, and we'll just hit start now on that and watch that come online. NT setup. Welcome to the NT setup wizard, which will guide you on the rest of setup. Cool. Interesting. Getting information about your computer, installing Windows and NT networking, and finishing setup. It's pretty cool. And I actually can't get my cursor over to the next button. Oh, and would you look at that? I can now. There we go. Portable computer, compact, or custom. I'm going to leave it under typical and just see how that works out. Name. I hadn't thought about this. Please type your full name in the box below. You may also specify the name of your company organization if you wish. Name. No particular reason. I don't know, I think we'll just go with Ryan Reynolds. It's the first name that comes to think. His commercials or come to mind. Ryan Reynolds. And then, of course, BG Corp. I'm going to say Ryan Reynolds is our president of BG Corp. So we'll just go ahead and hit next here and move on forward with our NT4 setup. Oh, here we go. It's time to put in our key. And it looks like I have a key that I think is functional. And it looks like 2000 is also coming up. So let's hope that it stays up. I will probably censor these product keys later on in post. See if I can hit this next button. There we go. Computer name. Windows NT needs a computer name to identify your computer. I'm going to call this BackOffice server. Hopefully that's not too late. I actually just ran out of characters. So I'm going to call this Office server. And get it next here. Administrator account. Okay, I think in the name of security, we owe it to ourselves to use something a little annoying that none of us like. Actually, no, I was going to use a password generator, but it's the 90s, the age of insecure passwords that we just write down on a sticky note. So I think our password should be floop1234. That's probably good enough. Floop1234. And I'll just confirm that here. And this seems like a good password for the back office server. Yeah, why bother using a password generator? Who needs that? So we'll go ahead and just hit next here. If I can get to the next button. There we go. Looks like I got it. Oh, I did not. Let me come around here then. And yeah, there we go. Got it. Actually, yes, I will create an emergency repair disk. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's use most common components. Okay, NT networking, that's the fun part. Oh, I have to click next. Here we go. Windows 2000 appears to be frozen while starting up. That's not awesome. Okay, here you go, networking. Your computer is connected to a network by ISDN adapter or network adapter. It is connected via network adapter, so that would be AS. Start search. Shouldn't have started that out already? Searching for network adapters. Not found. Okay. Let's search from a list. Actually, I think we already have something that should fix this. I think Realtek 8193 8193 T4 drivers. So this will be one of the few times that I'm going to allow myself to use Google. I think this one is actually an okay use that is justifiable on the account of I need this. Support NT4, awesome. This looks like a good thing that I need. I guess it's this file. The retro web, yeah, let's go for it, I suppose. Cool. I was hoping for a ISO file, perhaps. Yeah, I could package this up as an ISO file, or I can just like use this as an ISO image. And I think that would be a much better solution. So now let me switch over to my local and upload the file, which should by now be done downloading. Yep, here's the image. Upload that. Yeah, and it's done. So I can switch back to my domain controller, and let's add a floppy disk. Here we go. Using a CD image. There we go. PCI 100M Ethernet drivers.img. This requires a reboot. Well, maybe we'll just switch out the floppies because I don't feel like rebooting this whole system. It takes a minute since I'm doing it accurately. So I'll detach that, and I think we can now just select have disk and oh, I see. Yeah, that looks right. No, not. Cannot find OEM setup.inf. I actually don't know the drive letter assigned to the floppy to the CD DVD drive. Let me scroll in here for a minute and see if I can find what I'm looking for. It should be filed under R, I believe, Realtek. It's gonna take a minute to get the R's. Oh, I think I passed the R's. Here we go, Realtek. Oh, that's not quite the right one though. 829 is definitely not the same as the, what is this thing? Where is it? Their network, the 8139. I'm a little stumped here. I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to get this onto here. Cannot find the OEM setup or OEM ITNF. I suppose it gives us path in here, right? See readme.txt. Do you know what? We actually don't need to do this right now. I don't think so. NT gave us an option whether we can do this later or do it now. So I'm going to say do not connect to this computer to a network at this time, and this is a setup we're going to complete once we're actually inside of Explorer, because I'm sure that ISO file has a wizard that I can use that will just work so much better than this. So we're going to use that wizard once I have access to it, of course, because this is not a pure look. I do right now. And Windows 2000 is totally frozen, so we're just going to hard reset this and see what that does, and I have absolutely no clue if any of this is at all going to work. Hopefully it works. I don't really know. Oh, here we go. Date and time properties. GMT, Dublin, London, and Lisbon. Not quite where I'm at. Oops, alright, I can't use my real mouse. I have to use this cursor, which does not do a great time for usability or anything like that. I think I'm going in the wrong direction. I should be in Pacific time. That would appear to be correct. Yeah, that would be awesome. Close that up. Okay, the system found the following video adapters in your machine. VGA compatible, yep, that would be right. 16 colors, yeah. I actually want a little bit more desktop area, so we're gonna up this. Yeah, 800 by 600, I'll take that. Okay. Please press the test button. I have to test. Okay, fine, let's test. I'm used to apply being the test button in newer versions of Windows. Yes, 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 yes. Press OK and wait 5 seconds. Okay, so that does not look how it's supposed to be. Okay. I think it's been 5 seconds. Shouldn't it go back now? Yeah, it did. Did you see the test bitmap properly? Oh, was it supposed to look like that? Yes, I did see the test bitmap properly. Yeah, Click the OK button. I'm scared to click the OK button. I don't know if it's gonna work. Oh, it does that after reboot. Oh, I need to go back to the other one. Let me go back into that. CD-ROM, switch back over to NT4. It's pretty cool how it runs this whole thing out of RAM. At least I think it does. Like, where else would be running? Done. Okay, so I can continue to copy those files. This is running pretty smooth, actually. Aside from Windows 2000, which actually looks like it's frozen again. So let's switch back over to 2000. And I'm just gonna pick one of these. I've already picked 486, I think. Right? I guess we'll just do KVM32. I'm not really sure what else to pass to it. Okay, let's just do KVM32, I guess. We'll hit stop on this. I'll move this back down here. But look at that, it's almost done copying files. Alright, I was just saving configuration and starting Windows 2000. Hopefully 2000 starts. Oh, there you go. Label a floppy disk emergency repair disk and insert it into drive A. Select OK when the disk is in the drive. Well, I suppose we should probably do that. I'm not really sure how to do that in Proxmox, though. How do I create a... How do I do that? You know what? Cancel this. We're just not gonna do that. Here we go. NT 4.0 has been successfully installed. Please remove floppy disk and compact disks from the drive, just from the drives, and restart computer. And it looks like NT4 is coming online. Hopefully that actually stays up this time. We remove these here. Okay, that's removed. Let's restart the computer now. Let's see how that works. There we go. Yes, please. There we go. Please insert Service Pack 4. I actually don't have Service Pack 4. So I guess we're about to go get Service Pack 4. Windows 2000 Service Pack 4. I suppose it's time to get Service Pack 4 now. Yeah, this would be right here. ISO image. Yeah, let's just get this, I guess. ISO image, select file. I just love how frequently older versions of Windows call to get the install disk and the Service Pack disk. Yeah, it's gonna take a minute to download that file. Hey, look at this. We're now running at that updated resolution, and that does not look right. You know, I'm starting to think I did not see the bitmap correctly, because that does not appear how it's supposed to, and that's my cursor. That's not good. Let's switch back to the other thing. Yeah, let's go back here and see if there's anything I can do in here. I'm just gonna switch this over to the default. Okay, actually, so it didn't change. That was already the default. Well, this isn't great. Yeah, let's just hit this with the hard reset. It offered a VGA mode for booting up. So we're gonna use that just to see if that does anything at all. Because if it does, that would be incredibly useful. VGA mode. Unfortunately, there is no last good known menu option or hardware profile, so I can't really just press the space bar for anything. So we'll see how this goes. Alright, we're still installing this. How's it going? 3.9 megabytes per second? Okay, cool. Could be faster. Oh, what's this? Oh, it looks like it's booting up verbosely and showing me everything that it's targeting right now. Or what it's loading. Or running. Or I think just everything, really. Multi-disk or disk partition. Here we go. Here's our start splash screen thingy. NT4. Service Pack 1. Running on 96 megabytes of memory. I feel like there's a slight mismatch in the decades between Windows 2000 and NT4. Thankfully, I happen to have multiple options. We're going to be also doing Windows 98 and Windows ME. I just want to see how far I can really push this. Speaking of that, I should also probably set up our 98 client. So I'll call this 98 client at BG Corp. Hey, look at that, NT 4.0 is running. Is this the larger screen size too? No, it's not. I don't think so. And yep, next. And I'll pick our 90. Oh, I also have 95. I should do 95 first. So let me rename this to a 95 client. And we'll do 98 SE right afterwards. We'll switch this over. We actually don't have an option to go back to 95 in our versions for the guest details, so we're just going to use this. And I need to figure out read-write limits. I'm just going to ask ChatGPT because that's research that I'm not allowing myself to do because I'm doing this as if I didn't have internet and I was setting this up as if Proxmox were not a thing, even though it very clearly is a thing. So let's set our disk throttling. Wow, this is low numbers are giving me 5, 3, 60, 50. It gave me ranges for this one, so I'm just picking the numbers right in the middle. Makes sense, it gave me range. 95 is a retail operating system intended for consumers, and consumer computers tend to drastically vary. So, yeah, I'll just pick the 46 for this one again. I feel like 46 is pretty successful, aside from this example where I preferred KVM32. But Windows 2000, I believe, is NT-based, as opposed to, well, this one's also NT-based, and it's using 486 successfully. So actually, 486 might not work, because I think 2000 actually might not be NT-based. I think Windows XP was the first release of Windows to be NT-based. I think everything before was still DOS-based, and I think just based off of that logic, the 486 is probably going to cause problems with this also. So let's just set a CPU limit of this. I'm going to do 6%. And then set our memory limits. Let's go with 32. Oh, no. No. It says here 32 is the ideal amount, but 16 is the period correct amount. Interestingly enough, giving Windows too much RAM causes it to have issues. Pretty cool. I need to turn off ballooning. Did I turn off ballooning on the other one? I think ballooning also has issues. I don't know, I forgot what ballooning was exactly, so I can confirm that. I actually forgot to hit start on that, no big deal. Let me just check if I turned off ballooning. I did not. I don't feel like restarting that. Oh, my download is done. I can upload this ISO image, select file, select file. Here we... Oh, here it is. I forgot what I was uploading. I'll let that upload, and let's log on to this machine. It's been begging me for a little bit here. Control-Delete. Oh my god, what was our password? Did I write that down? I did write that down. Let me go find it. Here it is. Floop1234 is our password. So let's put this in. Floop1234. I don't have sound, so I think there's a sound effect or music they play in this part of the sign-in. I have no clue what that'll sound like, and VGA is not doing me much with the color with Microsoft Internet Explorer. Nice. So it's logging in. So that's uploaded. I can switch over to this here, and let's give it the CD-ROM. I'm not going to restart to disable ballooning. I just want to get this going. So let's put in our 2K service pack, and let's also start up this. Yeah, let's get 95 running too. Let's just start adding things at everything, honestly. So now I can switch back to 2000, and it looks like it's good to go. Windows NT. Did you know it's over to program? Just click the yes, I did know that. Thank you very much. Close, please. Close. There you go. Oh, cool. Yeah, let's update these settings here. To something that actually does work. Apply, and let's actually reboot this machine, because I don't want it to continue to run in VGA mode. I don't think it really causes a big issue, but I just don't want it to be in this. Wow, you look at Windows NT here, and it looks so nice and like closer to like 95 and 98, which makes sense. They are meant to be working as a pair in an office. And you forget, like, damn, the startup of this all, it just seems almost, dare I say, barbaric. Here we go. 95. You have a drive over 512 in size. Would you like to enable larger? Yes, please do that, actually. That would be nice. Setup will restart your computer now. Please make sure to... This one is in Dive A. Yes, apply. Here we go. NT4. All good. CD-ROM driver for IDE. 4-channel supported. Copyright Oak Technology Incorporated. I don't know what any of this means or what any of this is. MSC D001. What does that say? Things in the way. Oops. Yeah, I'll put that over there. MSC DEX version 2.1, 2.2, Microsoft Corporation, 1986 to 1995. I don't know what that does. And then this, oh, look at that. And this is installing devices. I don't know what it's installing. I'm just gonna let it do its thing. And now this is formatting its drive. Painfully slow, which is the unfortunate side of using period accurate limitations, which I already regret. But I'm gonna stick with it. It's already 3:05. I think we started at 2 something, and we haven't made much progress. Yeah, we've been recording for 47 minutes, and NT4. I mean, like, that one login did count as a successful login, but that was more of a recovery login to fix something that was broken. And we're setting up 2095. But NT is now logged in, so that means, though, it took 47 minutes in order for NT Workstation to get going. Actually, just remember the password, fluke1234. Awesome. Now we can actually start getting BackOffice onto NT4, which took a long time. So yeah, let's put this in. Let's put the drive in. Yeah, BackOffice CD1. Okay, and let's go back over here. Hi. Do not show me the welcome screen. Close. Start. Oh, right. I want to set up my networking drivers. So I'll put that in, actually. Let me switch. I just switched my drive out for the networking drive. My computer. Here we go. D drive. D drive is not accessible. Incorrect function. I have no clue. Yeah, I'm actually going to take a break from this, and we're going to resume. Where's my pause? Actually, I don't have a pause in here, I guess. I'll pause here. Pause. I think this is the right thing. Pause. Pause. Awesome. For the rest of today, come back at this on another day. So I'm going to upload this, and once I get back to this, I'll record again, and I'll upload the next part of this, and you guys can just keep an eye out for that. But that would be the end of today, so nice night, I suppose.